Right, quick rundown. Fucking mute Patrick Whelan real quick. So we got our orb set up next day. Gonna real quickly just boom. Let's go over yesterday. So yesterday would have worked. I even put on there. Didn't take it to look choppy. So yeah. So we didn't take it. Put a neutral there. And we saw though that it would have actually played out. So looking back on it, it looked very clear, like what you should do. You know, that was the orb. And it was like, oh yeah, the break was very clearly here, but I don't know, I didn't like how much it chopped. I mean, hindsight's a beautiful thing, you know. Like before then, price looked like this, and it didn't look very good to trade. And then obviously here would have been the better trade, but I didn't take it. I thought it was going to rip back up, but we would have seen that it would have actually played. So it is what it is, really, when that happens. Not really a lot you can do. But we've obviously got a different orb set up today, so let's see how this one wants to play. We'll just take it. You watch, I'll fucking lose now. It was been like only about 3 days ago that I had a loss, so it would be rare if it does hit now, but it could always hit. And just to run over, I said about the extra little bit the other day, I think it was yesterday, on Apple and Meta and things like that. And we bought Meta, as you can see here, and then sold, I believe we sold this one. But both would have gone. Apple would have made money as well. So you can see that yesterday on here when we actually got in for the sell, and we hedged ourselves as well because they're both part of the same index, and we were just playing the angle. So, but as you can see here, that was like 2.6%, and then we made on here by the end of it was like 1 point. So it was like 4% all in. Anyway, enough of that. We'll just see how the all plays out. New York is open. Let's see where it goes. I've got a feeling that we're going to play a new orb. That's what I've got a feeling. I think we're going to play a new orb. I feel like this price, if it comes up and then does something like this, that we could see that and create a new orb. But we'll see. We'll see. It could just drop through the fucking floor. We don't know. But so far, that's what I'm looking for. Well, pushing the bottom of that orb. Let's see how it plays out. Just push the bull flag. Could see the top range get broken instead. See how the rest of this bar plays out, but that definitely looks like a trap to me. Trapped on the bottom side and the top side. So let's go. I'm gonna go make a cup of tea and a coffee, and I'll be back. So coming back, looks like I'm gonna get stopped out. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? Yeah, I mean, I can't move that up any further than what I'm already at. That kind of is just what that fucking is. If that hits, like I say, we'll go over onto here and we'll show just pretty much what the setup was originally. 1 second. Oh, there we are, to get rid of the fucking cat. So pretty much, we can see that we had this high, and the low was here. I didn't like that first break, so we moved it slightly, just waited. As that low come back, that low was made, we had the orb change to the high. Obviously, if we then do a different one as the orange, we changed that orange. That was the phase, and we went down to the break, which was here. And as I always do, then traded for the idea of going south. Yeah, pretty simple. Same sort of thing that happens every single day that I normally do. You know, yesterday would have worked out. I didn't want to take it though, so I didn't. So we had no trade. Day prior did work out. This day didn't work out because we got right on the bottom. Pretty much what happened today. It's pretty much the same thing that's happening today. So I got right in on that bottom. So a bit brutal, but what can you do? And then day before we got a good trade. Day before got the 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 good trade. This day before also got the good trade. Got the good trade. Got the good trade. Got the good trade. Lost on this day because we did the same thing as what it looks like is happening today, which is unfortunate. Because obviously the bracket was here to here, and then obviously on the break we bought up there, and as you can see, the orb when it went up into there on the break, it doesn't really matter. I'll just sort of leave it then. We could see that it would have gone up and we would have made the money, but the immediate drawdown here was enough to count it as a loss. So that ended up being a loss. No trade on that day because we broke even. It was come about a millimeter before we touched, and then we had good day, good day, good day, good day, and just so on, so on, so on. You can just keep on seeing the good days. So it's unfortunate that it looks like today we've got a loss, which is quite close to the last loss, which is surprising. But I mean, it is fucking, you know, Trump season. So although we did go right the way down towards the low, so maybe we don't. I don't trust it, but maybe we don't. I mean, if you lose, you lose. You know, that is just part of trading. It's just part of that game. There's not really an awful lot you can do about it. Another thing that you can always sort of play with, and the idea is what I always say with this is if you're a stock trader, which I won't show mine because it obviously has all my investments in there, but this is essentially what I do is we then look for the highest, which would be PDD, and then what I do is I go onto here, PDD. I'll show you it on here, but I will not show you actually me entering them. That's not what I'll do. And then we go for the maximum sort of like loss, which is CRWD. So we go onto here and go CRWD, CRWD. There we are. Oh, and we actually got quite nice. So we can see that the target got filled. So on that trade, it actually worked out, which is nice. Like I say, I only aim for 200 because it's a top step of 50k account. Once I get the first payment out, then I go into one NQ and I aim at 1,000 per trade. But we can see there that actually worked out. But if we did go with the 1,000, if we did do that, we would have lost because if we bought, obviously we were aiming at 100 for one MN, which would be 1,000 for one NQ. And if we were to get onto the sell, then we would have lost because we would have actually got top ticked here for the stop loss. So it's also why I trade this, because it's a little less risky. Right, back onto here. You add the two that I was just saying about. So we go, what were we doing? It was, let's go over here. Right, so CRWD is a buy. CRWD, so what I'll do is buy, and then PDD, which is here, we'd sell. So you got PDD, you sell. It's that simple, really. I mean, look, and then what we do is we wait, normally I do, until there's some sort of signal, and then this is the buy. Doesn't need a signal because I'm hedging. The sort of signal I'll use is if it's thingies, but we can see we gap filled, so on both. So what I do is I trade that. That's essentially all I really do. If I really wanted to, you know, play a different game with it, then what I would potentially do is short then Apple. So we'll do this as orange. So we'd short, no, we'd long Apple. So instead of orange, actually, we'll do closer. We'll do like a purple. Do we have purple? Yeah, because it's a blue, but it's not our main. And then what we'd do is we'd long thingy, and then AVGO, for example, we would short. So if we go over to here and we do orange, we would then short AVGO. However, we aren't oversold here, so it's a good part of me that normally what I'll do is then I'll maybe go to MSDR and see that, okay, we're not there either. What about here? Well, we're not really on any of them, so I'd probably just go into here and just short as well. So we have our two shorts and our two longs, and we can see, You know, if we actually just group them, let's do that. Actually, no, we'll keep it together, and then you'll see we'll do it tomorrow and go over it again, really, and we'll see then if the long's here to that short. I'll tell you what, actually, I'm gonna fucking put it together because it's confusing me already. There we are. If that long plays and that short plays for profit, and if this long plays to that short plays for profit, you know what we'll do is we'll do it blue anyway and red, just so it's easier. But these are the two obviously prominent ones that we were going to do. I'll tell you what, actually. Oh, I don't. Hang on. What are we doing here? What are we doing? This is a blue. Right, let's do that. Let's do this one purple and orange because it's going to confuse me. And there we are. And that's pretty much the stock trading thing. But we saw today that the NQ worked on that drop. That NQ worked. Look at this. And then we're going to add just so it's out of the way. Look at that. That's why you want to be fucking out. And that's why the NQ is such a beautiful system to be trading, because as you can see we got out and we're done. So that's the video done, really. Have fun.